crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroad.com. With your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Okay. I sleep with this. I walk around with it these days. This is a piece of artwork. I probably shouldn't be carrying it around as much as I do. But yeah, now's the time. 170 years of silver price manipulation is about to end. Now, it's not going to end because of the Wall Street Reddit guys. I watched a video from Wall Street Silver Official YouTube channel. I don't know if anything's official as far as Wall Street Silver, but I like it. It was an interesting discussion. Much younger than I am, much less guarded as far as where they're putting their money. Kind of little jabs at the prepper types who only hold physical. But I didn't find it interesting. I found it something I would like to warn them. Not once in the discussion did they talk about third-party risk. Not once in the discussion did they talk about, they're all into PSLV. What if the socialist Canadian government says, hey, this is our silver, we're taking it. The large stockpiles of silver are absolutely up for nationalization. And the reason that they would be nationalized, it wouldn't just be, hey, we're going to take the silver. It would be, oh my God, the derivative bomb went off, destroying all markets. And what are we going to use as money? Much too important to let a tiny handful of people control all the silver. So that's the kind of scenario they didn't even discuss. And they didn't discuss third-party risk as far as, one, PSLV is a traded stock, meaning they could short it till kingdom come, change the rules. It's within that rule boundary that the Wall Street criminals, that's what they do. That's how they beat you, is because you have to play in their game. So PSLV investments, you're playing in their game. And there's talking futures and options. That's great. As long as the system stays together and your brokerage house doesn't shut down, or your bank doesn't shut down, or the system doesn't freeze up, go for it. Ultimately, the world they're talking about, the mining stocks and futures and options and PSLV and SLV and all that, that's a huge market of derivatives. That's all it is. It's not silver. It's nothing but a promise. That's all you're buying and selling. That market is, they estimate $5 trillion market. A $5 trillion market. It was FT that came out with that, with industry professional. The silver market is a $5 trillion market. They forgot to put derivative in there. The silver derivative market is a $5 trillion market. It's actually more than that. The physical silver market, there's maybe 2 billion ounces, which is $50 billion. At some point, all that derivative money, the guys, Wall Street silver guys, who I like, they're smart guys, they're going to figure this out sooner or later. All that $5 trillion is going to come rushing into the tiniest part of that market, which is the physical side. Because obviously, if we have any kind of banking hiccup, and all you have to do is look at the amount of derivatives in the world and say, oh my God, what would it take to destroy this old system? That's all it would take, is a little, say JP Morgan makes a bad bet, or Bank of America, ... Bank of America. If you want to know what's going on in silver, Bank of America is being set up to take the blame for the silver debacle that's coming. Bank of America, and I think there's 2 or 3 others. Jenny and I discussed it in the latest discussion, and it made sense. Ted Butler's been talking about Bank of America leasing gold from JP Morgan. Behind the scenes, this is an already done deal. They know what's going on. That's why they set these congressional hearings for May 26th and 27th. It's all going to be about silver. The plan is laid. The bankers and the government criminals have agreed on some kind of a deal which keeps the system going. I don't know what the deal is, but we'll know it within a month. We will know what deal they struck within a month. There's nothing organic about this. It is all planned. It is all, the only people can take down the banking cabal is what I call the good guys. You can call them Q, you can call them whatever you want. The guys who invented the original electronic financial system, the Stephen DeVos of the world, the Alan Greenspans of the world, Michael Mukasey's of the world. They really are in the back behind the scenes trying to orchestrate this thing. And they have all the power because they control, ultimately, they control the U.S. Treasury. No, it's not crazy Janet Yellen. I met her a long time ago. I don't know if you guys have been on the road to Ruta long enough to hear that. And she was giving a speech in San Francisco. It's a small group of bankers, and I was one of those bankers. And we got to meet and greet, and she's about as dumb as a stump. I'm sorry. I think she was definitely the first head of the Fed that was a woman. It's like, why do they put these people who are absolutely stupid when they're breaking the glass ceiling? Why do they put idiots in there? Like Barack Obama as the first black president, there's so many better, smarter people, less criminal people than Barack Obama. But, that's the bad guys. That's what they do. It's a figurehead. Janet Yellen is a figurehead. That's all she is. Dumb as a stump. She saw note back then. This was in the 1990s. She saw there's no risk in. I asked her in the Q&A part. She was touting China. I'm like, what about the risks of China taking over all our manufacturing and then controlling the whole world? She's, oh, that's a ridiculous question. Oh, really? What's happening right now, Janet? But she is a good mouthpiece in that. I don't know. She regurgitates what she's told, and that's it. Sorry, Janet. But there's people behind the U.S. Treasury now, the good guys, as I call them, and those who control the system, who have taken back control from the bad guy bankers. Anyway, it is planned, it is packaged, it is done. We will see some, definitely above $30. Definitely we'll see congressional hearings that will feature Jamie Dimon and the head of all the banks are going to come in front of Congress on the 26th and 27th of May to explain what happened in the silver debacle. I don't know where the price of silver is going to go. Nobody does, but they do have a plan. And they have 2 or 3 scapegoats. That's what Jenny saw, 2 or 3 scapegoats that they're going to name. I know one of them is going to be Bank of America. Bank of America take out these gigantic silver leases. If there's so much silver in the world, why are they leasing silver? There shouldn't be any leasing of silver. And the Wall Street Bets guys, I think they were talking about miners that were selling forward production and things like that. I don't know any miner who does that, but maybe they didn't learn from the past, the Barrick Gold debacle in the early 2000s. I mean, we've all been through this before. So the Wall Street Silver official YouTube channel, get your mindset into third-party risk. You didn't talk about it at all. Third-party risk. That's everything when it comes to silver. And then what happens when the third parties get called into question? All that $5 trillion that's traded in derivatives of mining companies and futures and options and COMEX and LBMA, it all comes flooding into physical silver. Those are the moments that we're going to cherish because your physical silver is the ultimate benefactor of when third parties get called into question. In 2008, they were called into question, and they bailed them out with $700 billion bailout plus then leverage of, I heard it was 20 to 30 trillion. But this is bigger. This is an everything bubble, everything except silver bubble. So, in that situation, I see because all those people who invest in silver and all the silver mining companies, the options, they have an idea of what silver is. Ultimately, when a couple of these futures and options contracts failed to deliver, COMEX shuts down for a couple of days, all that money is going to try to get out of the old system and into physical silver because they know what it is. They just chose the wrong investment vehicle for this time in history, in my opinion. But great job for these guys. The Happy Hawaiian, it was a really good discussion. Go check it out on YouTube. Wall Street Silver Official. They have a bunch of good discussions on silver. Just have one on third-party risk. I mean, if you're a metals investor, That's the number one thing you should be talking about is third-party risk. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. All right, back to the price of silver. Big day for silver. Why? Because it's options expiry day. Now, options aren't as big as the futures. Options are currently at 7,257 contracts were traded yesterday. It's about 30,000 contracts, but that's all through. That's the May, but it's all different strike points. $26. If the bad guys were gunning, see, that's the other thing. If the bad guys were gunning for something, whoever has the most power around option expiration guns for a certain price. It means they'll naked short. The comics doesn't even look at it, or the CFTC doesn't even look at it. They're just not really bright. But at $26, let's take a look here. $26 silver. There's 895 contracts. So that expire today. It is Tuesday. And I think there's will be a lot of action around this one way or the other. And then the next, probably 26.50. They like the big numbers. Is 400, about half that. And then 27 is 600. Yeah, if it closes above 27, yeah, that's it's interesting. But you think, oh, that's the good guys on that side. No, it's probably the same criminal banks just taking a long position to offset their short position with their swaption and all this bullshit that they orchestrate. 99% of this stuff on the COMEX is the bankers being on one side or the other, trading back and forth with each other. No, none of these Wall Street bet guys, I guarantee you, none of these Wall Street bet guys right here have any futures and options contracts on the or the LBMA. They just don't. That's not, just listen to the discussion. That's not where they are. I wouldn't say none. Maybe one or two tiny. They play in PSLV, and I love it. I love the education in silver going out there. Don't get me wrong. But they are not going to affect the price of silver, especially if they keep investing in futures, options, and third-party held silver at PSLV and SLV. And come on, ultimately you would lose if there's even a hiccup in the COMEX. Or it's like saying, PSLV is like saying, I trust the Canadian government to do the right thing for capitalists. Don't trust them. Kitco is a joke, by the way. Perth Mint is a joke. They're all a joke. We have hit that point where it's in your hand only. Physical in your hand only. So, anyway, really interesting times in silver. This is kind of the warming up act. And then we have option expiry, I think, is Thursday. Deliveries coming Monday, I think. And then by the 28th and 26th and 27th, we have the congressional hearings on some mystery topic. And all the big banks have been instructed, you have your head man, the CEO, at both of these meetings, or else you're in deep shit. So between now and then, something's going down. And the only way to survive it, get your assets in your own possession. The crypto guys are so smart. Not your keys, not your coins. It's such a simple philosophy. And Bitcoin Ben says it the best. It's like going into the grocery store, getting all your groceries, all your shopping done, coming into the checkout line, paying for all your cart of stuff, and then walking out to the car and leaving your cart in the store. That's what it's like. Not your keys, not your coins. Not in your own possession, not your silver. You got 10 layers to maintain stability for you ever to see anything from that. From the bankers to the brokers to the storage company to the freight companies, you name it, tick, tick, tick. Go to your local coin store, walk in, introduce yourself, and say, hey, I want to buy some silver. I think May 1st, which is Saturday, Turg Ferguson, a.k.a. Craig Hemke. He should go back to Turg, Craig. Come on. Him and his group are doing a buy silver thing. I say buy silver every day. It's the most undervalued asset out there. If you have gold, you should have swapped a long time ago, but unbelievably, it's still up at like what, 60, high 60s, the gold silver ratio. So definitely swap all your gold for silver, at least for short term. If you like gold, You'll probably like having 5 times as much gold when silver runs 5 times as high as gold, and you can swap back into gold and keep gold if you want. There you go. Problem solved. Yep, that's where we are. Open interest right now is high, but they seem to knock off 10,000 contracts, roll over. Look, this isn't a rollover from May to July. Remember, Jeffrey Christian is right. It's their game. He's only right about one thing. It's their game. They play their game. He said, this has been going on forever. It's been going on since Alan Greenspan invented the first computer rigging programs in the early 1970s. That's when this version of the COMEX came out, and they invented the CFTC to run cover for the official manipulation. And this is not illegal if the U.S. government is doing it. There's a little talk of that. Oh, the U.S. government's involved. The Gold Reserve Act of 1934 made it legal for the U.S. Treasury to trade in gold and silver markets, in all markets, any market. And part of that authorization said, and no other part of government can question it. Meaning even the legal department, even the Department of Justice cannot question what the U.S. Treasury does. It's insane. But when you live in an insane world, you need insane laws and rules, and that's what it is. And that works for the United States until it's no longer in our advantage, which is right now. That's why we're shutting down the game. So hang on tight. Keep your assets in your own possession, please, in your own possession. There's nothing better than the feel of silver when the stock market goes crashing. The silver price can go to negative $40 an ounce with a click of a mouse. That's how fraudulent these markets are. On planet Earth, there are no physical silver exchanges, not one. There's really only 2 exchanges. There's the COMEX and the LBMA. The COMEX is futures and options. The LBMA is a ridiculous joke. Here's another thing. The COMEX, was it the monthly report or whatever it is, some article, they said they almost ran out of silver. They never say that bullshit. They're setting up the prepackaged movement in silver. It's prepackaged. Everybody knows, everybody's in line. All the congressmen have their set of questions they're required to ask, and they picked out 1 or 2 fall guys. That's what Jenny said. They're coming up. They got these fall guys all planned. It's all packaged so that silver doesn't run to its true fair market value. It'll go up. I don't know what price they set. Probably over $50. But there's no free market. Remember that. No free market. And then who are they going to blame? The bankers are going to blame Wall Street Bets. They're going to blame Wall Street Bets. They're going to blame Craig Hemke and those guys. That's who they're going to blame. It wasn't us. It was them. Everything was under control, just like the CFTC. Head of the CFTC came and said about back in end of January, early February, when silver was running, oh, thank God we had derivatives market to keep things under control. To keep what under control? To dampen down the market. We're looking for fair market value. In a free market, yes, prices spike if it's undervalued, which it is. So many people, it's interesting, so many people lately, Jeff Curry, Jeff Christian, Ross, whatever his name is, the head of the CFTC, the Perth Mint guy, everybody's just sticking their foot in their mouths. That's what Jenny was talking about when she said the old games don't work anymore. And she said they're going to try to plan a new game. It's going to feel like the market's fixed, but it really won't be after this coming debacle. It'll go to a higher price. I don't know what that price is going to be. But the bankers going to blame certain people, but the congressmen, they've got a couple banks in mind. Probably, if it was my guess, I hear it's Bank of America because they, for some reason, took out huge leases. It's kind of like dump everything into one bad bank and then collapse that bank, but let all the other criminal banks run the same show and just say, oh, it was just a bad bank. I think Goldman Sachs might be taken out as well, because they don't have the extent of the retail banking infrastructure that everybody else does. Goldman Sachs can go away, and then people will be cheering, yay, yay, yay. Bank of America, they got a lot of infrastructure, but I'll probably be taken over by, drumroll please, JP Morgan. That's my guess. I have a story about JP Morgan I'll tell on another show, but I'm fighting with them right now, believe it or not. Again. All right. So, yeah, silver, hang on to your silver, hodl it. Silver price will move between now and the 27th, 28th because it's going to be a hot topic by then. So that means something's going to happen between now and then. What could it be? Who the hell knows? Drama in silver. I would expect the powers that be who control the price, if they're the bad guys and trying to cover their tracks, they're going to look at this weekend and say, hey, there's all these silver lovers going to buy silver on Saturday, May 1st, to commemorate the silver drive-by shooting of 2011, which I think, yeah, we should be commemorating that every day. But Jamie Dimon's going to try to blame them. They're going to try to blame the Reddit guys. They're going to try to blame anybody but themselves. Some of the questions that JP Morgan should be asked is, how much physical silver do you control? How much for clients and how much for your own account, physical silver? And I want the audits, and I want to go out and audit each bar. And also, why do you hold so much physical silver? Why are you in control of over 80% of the market on the physical side? When we tried to take down the Hunt brothers for trying to corner the market, they only had 100 million ounces. JP Morgan controls billions of ounces. Probably close to all the silver. They control one way or the other. Through futures or options or swaptions or leasing or physical in their warehouse or control of silver from the U.S. government or HSBC or Deutsche Bank or the mints. JP Morgan has their hand in all of it. But you can't take down JP Morgan because they're the largest derivative player in the world. Now, B of A is a huge derivative player. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Again, assets in your own possession only. So silver up 28 cents. That's like a huge gain for silver lovers. On the other side of huge gains, THETA's right back in a driver's seat. It went down to like $8. That's crazy. Crypto's cracked me up. What is THETA worth? It's worth thousands. What's the internet worth? What is the internet worth? Clearly, it's worth more than every other technology company put together, because without the internet, none of them work. What is the internet worth? That's what THETA is. THETA fixes the internet, the problem of broadband expansion. And you might say, why do we have to expand broadband? Things are working just fine. That's the problem. Things are at capacity just fine working. For example, let's take a look at this. Apple updates the Apple TV 4K with an A12 processor new remote. They're upgrading, they're basically doubling the capacity of Apple TV with this, what was it called? Let me find it. Hang on one second. You'd think, the A12 Bionic. A12 Bionic basically doubles the capacity, frames per second. Everything is like brighter and better, and the technology moves forward, but the infrastructure isn't moving. Broadband isn't expanding at the speed it has to keep up with the technology. And what does that mean? Gridlock. That little bar that goes round and round, you're going to see it more and more and more, unless there's a solution put in place. There's really only two solutions. One, put a 5G tower every 100 yards, because that's the total distance that 5G goes, 100 yards. You need a 5G tower every 100 yards to have full 5G. And when it says 5G on your phone, it's not real 5G. Just an FYI. So yeah, technology is expanding and getting better and faster. Problem is, the infrastructure of broadband cannot handle it. Within 2 years, it will freeze. You won't even have the internet unless there's a solution. Every congressional budget has this huge package to, let's expand broadband by putting up all these towers. Do we really want towers? You want a 5G tower on your front doorstep and then down the street 100 yards, another 5G tower? irradiating you? No. No. So why not have a software solution? The capacity is there, it's just not being utilized. Everybody's got extra capacity on their computer, on their phones, in their smart TV, in their smart refrigerator. That's where THETA is going. A software solution where everybody shares their bandwidth. It is an amazing invention. It is so amazing that it is just breezing through the patent process. That doesn't happen in the US. The whole world is about to understand what THETA is. And by the way, did I tell you my big prediction? Tom Brady's NFT company is going to announce THETA is the blockchain. So you got your tech guys, all your tech guys from tech investments on the NASDAQ and US stock market are going to come over and say, oh my God, this isn't a cryptocurrency. This is a tech investment. I'm going to take my trillions of dollars. I'm going to invest in the future of the internet. And then you got all your sports people and all your memorabilia people, which is a lot, and all your gaming people. And pretty soon you have the entire world saying, oh my God, how do I run an edge node on my computer? Oh, by the way, it's free to do. As a matter of fact, you earn money by doing it. You earn THETA fuel by doing that. And then you'll have Samsung and Sony and Apple TV and everybody just installing it on every device they make, ultimately. And hopefully if you buy the device, you get the THETA fuel. And then the whole world is connected. We got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole wide world. In THETA, you got the whole world. So, we have a new THETA song coming out. It's called THETA Girl. We did a little video of it. I showed a snippet. Josh is putting finishing touches on it. I'm trying to get my friend Dick Allgaier. No, I did get my friend Dick Allgaier to do a little guitar on it. Of course, my beat, I get so excited when I play it. You know, with music, you're supposed to stick to the same beat. Fast, slow, whatever. You stick to the same beat. That's why you have a drummer. I don't have a drummer. But of course, excitable boy that I am, I recorded the song. It's like starting off, pretty rockabilly. And then I go faster, and then I slow down. And Dick's like, dude, you got to keep the same beat the whole time. But we got him to do some guitar. So it's going to be a cool video. It comes out soon. It'll come out when THETA starts the big move. Now, like I've been saying since the Hitomi graph, since I discovered the Hitomi graph from the remote viewing guys, we're in that point. And even Dick Allgaier had a point where it went bang, just a massive shot up for THETA. And with Hitomi, it was like right in April, May time. And we're right this week, next week, the next week, the next 3 weeks. I think we're going to start that 10x move that literally only takes a couple months to move 10x. That would be $100 THETA. Actually, I'm saying $888. $88.88 for the first move, and then $888. If you want to know my full take, go to road2road.com. I actually do have a price speculation graph with timing, using all kinds of information. I'm not afraid of psychics. I'm not afraid of remote viewers. I'm not afraid of anything. I use everything in my analysis. It always cracks me up when people say, yeah, Bix, yeah, he kind of gets some stuff right, but yeah, some stuff, he's just too out there in gold in the Grand Canyon. That's a crazy theory. Listening to psychics. If you didn't listen to Michelle White Dove, you're poor right now. I'm just saying. I'm not saying like you listen to a psychic and say and do that. I heard about THETA through Michelle White Dove and Jason F4. That's how I heard about it. And then, like I'm hearing all these new coins coming out. Michelle has a new one. By the way, Michelle just posted a new report. And she has a new coin. Am I going to dive into it? No. Just like I didn't dive into THETA when she said THETA. You do your own homework. You understand it inside and out, and then you invest. But yeah, go to Michelle White Dove's Patreon. She's got a new report out, and it's going to have a new coin. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to go Pay her for her work. She's amazing. Go to Patreon and join the Patreon, Michelle White Patreon. Somebody asked me, why do I charge $2.99 for subscriptions? Way overpriced compared to other people, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't buy it if you don't want it. A lot of people said, I just want the coin, Bix. Well, buy a subscription is less than $1 a day. And these are guys saying, well, I don't get enough information on that to make it worth my while. Well, you're watching this video right now. I give away so much free stuff. But hey, it's up to you. That's what a free market is. I get to charge whatever I want. You get to decide to join or not to join. Just the Jenny Moonstone readings once a week are enough to join, if you ask me. That insight is off the charts. And her stuff, she talks about the theta fuel ratio in the last one. And then she got her silver dagger. She's very excited about that dagger. Anyway, I did want to say, so if you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe today. It's less than $1 a day. I don't think that charges too much. And you get all the 3,000 articles, all the backroom information about silver manipulation and about cryptos. And you get sent one of these coins, the coolest coin in the world, the Ruta coin. No, I don't sell them. I give them away with every subscription. And I'll be giving away some Ruta coins in the Phoenix area, just outside of Phoenix at Bar Veneto, Bar Veneto. Oh, I should really look that up and give you guys the address, huh? Bar Veneto. Hold on. Here it is. Bar Venino. Anyway, we're going to be there on May 7th. May 7th. This is just outside of Phoenix. Go to Bar Venino, local contacts. Here's the address. It is 7215 South Power Road, number B107. It's like a shopping mall complex in Queen Creek, just outside of Phoenix, maybe 25, 30 minutes, depending on if you're going during traffic or not. Bar Veneto. It's got that little accent over the N. Bar Veneto. If you want to go, if you are going, if you're sure you're going, we need a head count. Send an email to team, TEAM, @roadtoruta.com. This is Friday, May 7th. Friday, May 7th from 2 in the afternoon till 6 at night. We can't open the doors before 2. We got to set up. So 2 till 6. And I'm going to be there. Jenny's going to be there. Lisa's going to be there. Will Lair just confirmed he's going to be there. Chris Marcus is going to be there for all you silver crazies. It's going to be a blast and a lot of fun. We're going to be giving away silver coins, Road to Ruta coins, and that's what's happening. Also, at Road to Ruta, we have the Theta page, which teaches you how to buy, store, and stake Theta. This big jump that's coming in Theta in the next few weeks, I don't know what it is. It could be all of the big things. It could be the Tom Brady autograph company announcing that Theta is their blockchain. It could be the addition of Theta to Gemini, to Kraken, to Coinbase, all the big U.S. exchanges. It could be any one of those exchanges is going to blow the roof off Theta because people are pissed off at the infrastructure of the U.S. government by hiding Theta from people. At Road to Ruta, I teach you how to buy it, store it, and stake it before it comes onto these U.S. markets. It's not easy, but it's not real hard either, and I walk you through it. If you want to do it, if you have some crypto right now, just use simpleswap.io. There's a few different places, but it's not easy. When it becomes easy, I'm going to take this page down and say, hey, go for it. Look, it's over at Coinbase. course, the price will be 4 or 5 times what it is right now. The amazing thing is even crypto people don't even know what the hell theta is. The crypto people I talk to say, oh yeah, I sold theta. I made a bundle. I go, why did you sell it? Well, it went up, and I wanted to invest in Digibyte. I'm like, really? You really want to compare Digibyte to theta? Or anything to theta? You're not getting the concept. None of those cryptocurrencies will work without theta, without a successful theta. And the powers that be know that. The good guys know it, and the bad guys know it. You don't have, and they never ICO'd. That's a huge thing. When the government clamps down, it's going to be on those companies that ICO'd, in my opinion. All right, that's where we are. Bravo, theta, getting out of the doldrums. Get ready for that explosion, price explosion coming. Could be any day between April and May is what Hitomi saw. Dick Allgeier saw bang, an explosion, and the price goes higher. And I can give you 500 reasons why, but get your theta. That's all I got for you. Good luck out there. BixWeir, roadrunner.com. I'll talk to you.